Do you think your cousin's hot?
I knew we should have let this man start the video. See, we ain't gonna even disclose the person that thinks their cousin's hot. We'll just say that they're not on this panel right now. That's where we'll leave it.
It's
That's
not
where we'll,
Hana Ibushi.
Welcome to our version
anyway.
of Maury Povich.
Anyway, we're talking about, do we as wrestling fans take wrestling too seriously? Because what I have noticed is that I think we do. And I have noticed that, but we want everyone else to take it more seriously. It's like a weird dynamic. We're like, I think we take it like just way, way, way too seriously. Everything, every little aspect of it, we overanalyze everything, and that's why we can't enjoy it. I feel like, but you also want people who are casual fans and people who don't, who are like, wrestling's so fake. Why do you watch it? We want them to take it seriously. So like, it's kind of a weird, it's kind of a weird topic to talk about, because like there's two sides of the spectrum. But long answer short, I guess, and we'll like, after you guys kind of give your answers, I guess we can talk about it a little bit more. But I feel like we do take wrestling too seriously. Casey is itching to say something. I can tell.
Or he's watching something that's very interesting.
Well, I am, but we're losing real bad, so I'm not gonna watch that anymore. Is it my turn?
Oh, it is.
Is it my turn? Okay. Um, we'll get into it more, but I think in general, yeah, you can say yes and no. I don't. I wouldn't say we take it too seriously more than we're just too passionate about it. I mean, for me personally, all the fans that I know that are friends of mine, we've been wrestling fans either our entire lives or since we were very young. So obviously, we're very passionate about it. It's something that we love. I think there's certain things that it's kind of it's different with every wrestling fan. Some wrestling fans like the Attitude Era and that style of wrestling. Some like the new new era type stuff. Some of them are traditionalists, and I think all of us get a little bit passionate about what we specifically like about it, and that's why we kind of nitpick things like, okay, that match sucked because there wasn't enough technical work in it, or that segment sucked because there was too much acting and not enough wrestling. I think it's more, to me, it's more over passionate about it. I wouldn't say you would take it too seriously.
I
Oh.
like it, Amy.
Well, yeah, now that you two have said pretty much everything I'm going to say in one shot, way to go, gentlemen. No, I agree. I mean, we kind of take it seriously, but I think it's more or less, if you're a fan, have been a fan for, like you said, almost all your life, or a good portion of it, you expect more once you pick up on certain things in the wrestling game. You just expect more out of it, I guess, and then you get disappointed when it doesn't go your way. But also really passionate about it because everyone loves to call it fake. But hey, 90% of what we watch on television is fake, except for the 10%. Not even 10%. 5% of reality shows are scripted, and then you got all the other true crap. So I mean, I think
True
it's just
life.
something you.
That's the
Yeah.
show.
Hey, I have a good friend who was on that, so I know that's real. True life seizures, Tabitha, yay. But no, I think it's more passionate. Especially if you're a longer term wrestling fan, you expect a lot more out of it, and you just get disappointed when you don't see it, or you're into wrestling for different reasons, whether it's the entertainment factor, the wrestling factor, or you just think that people are hot because there is that quality apparently.
Alexa Bliss. What? Um,
That, but a good friend of mine and I were actually talking about it last night. My friend Matt. It's just you really have to. There's really different styles of wrestling fans. Everyone grew up in a different era of wrestling, and people who are growing up in this era of wrestling are used to the PG, the more the segments, less of the wrestling. And for us, we're used to a lot more wrestling, less segments, and it just felt more, I don't know, I guess you could say real. And I don't know. I think the internet has a lot to do with it, though. So
Yeah. Do, do you guys feel like it's a maturity factor? Because now thinking about it a little bit more, I feel like as we get more mature, we notice more things in wrestling. Like Amy was saying, when you made that point. I was like, huh, maybe it's like a maturity factor. Because I think when we were younger, I grew up with the Attitude Era, so I grew up with The Rock's terrible sharpshooter. Um,
oh,
and to
horrible.
this day, I'll say it's really bad. But
Mhm.
we didn't like just kill The Rock because he had a bad sharpshooter. Like I felt like when we were younger, we didn't really like look at The Rock as a bad wrestler because of one particular move that he didn't do correctly or didn't do great. Um, and I feel like maybe it's just a maturity thing that's got us like over
Yeah.
analyzing everything a little bit. And plus, when you review different shows like we do, you're supposed to overanalyze it a little bit. That's what
Yeah.
we do.
Well,
Casey
that's
is itching again. I can feel the itch.
So it's behind my leg. You have to get that itch. Oh, it's right there. I think it is. A lot of it is maturity thing, just in general. I think obviously when we were younger, it's kind of like I can even say like if you play football or baseball or something. When you're younger, you do it because you love it because it's fun. When we were watching wrestling when we were younger, it was just fun. The characters were fun, the matches were fun, blah blah blah. We didn't care. Now that you get older, you start to analyze things and you start to overthink it. Like you start to fantasy book things, and if I was in charge of this company, I would do this and do that. The fact is, we're not, and most of us probably won't ever be. But it is kind of it's not even a maturity thing, just like getting older thing in general. Kind of losing that magic, that fun aspect of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like I feel like because we are so passionate about it and we want it to be like at its peak, I guess. I think a lot of times as fans we can't really enjoy it as much as we used to because we're
yeah.
trying our best to get it back to where it used to be. We're trying our best to get it at least consistent to where like I feel like we're always trying to draw. We're trying to do things that we can't even control. And that's kind of what sucks about it. Um, I don't know. Amy, you got any more thoughts
Yeah.
on? But I mean, I think we've kind of answered the question. We it's not that we take it seriously. Well, we do take it seriously technically, but we actually we're more passionate about it. Kind of like in with
Yeah.
anyone in any sport. If you're playing a sport in particular, or even if you watch a sport, especially once you become a big fan, you kind of take the wins and losses seriously. Not every single one of them, but some of them. You get a little sad when the team loses, and you get a little bit more happy when the team wins. You always get mad about the fact that they won't admit that Joe Flacco is elite. Oh, sorry, that's just me.
Oh, hell no.
It is. Get out of here. Shut up. You shut your mouth. When y'all losing four
Hush
straight
it.
games, I'ma laugh. I'ma laugh while y'all lose four straight games. Oh, sorry. My bad,
Mm.
Patriots fans. My bad. But anyway.
You're also
But
dissing my Browns fans at the same time. Cleveland
yeah, they
with yo
trash.
Joe Flacco nastiness. Hey, we still can beat you.
Hey, hey,
Blah.
he didn't won more playoff games than anybody in that division since he started. It's a true
And
Anyway,
statement. True
anyway, back to
statement.
wrestling. Back to
Back,
wrestling.
yeah. Sorry,
I
and we're about to. Yeah, sorry, we don't want to get on them Colts. You might as well just
But
not
you
do
don't
it.
even.
no, we don't need to get on that because I have enough to cover that subject for 2 hours to throw down Casey. But
Anyway,
no,
I was gonna
I'm.
add some more points to this
Yeah,
before
So was
add them.
I.
the trash talking about trash. You know,
I was
um,
gonna add some too.
I
We're
think
waiting.
I think part of it is it's a little bit different for us in professional wrestling too because I feel like we get more defensive because with professional wrestling, for some reason, people will go out of their way to talk about how it's so fake. Like I've never
Hmm.
walked into somebody's like living room or like went over to a friend's house and they're watching an action movie or a TV show, and I've never sat down and been like, you know, this is fake, right? This didn't actually happen. They're not actually shooting at each other. But people will come in
Right.
watching wrestling and they're like, you know, this is fake, right? You know, wrestling's fake. Like, I never really got that. Like, why? Why is it? What makes wrestling so different that people feel the need to point it out? And I think that makes us a little bit defensive of it.
I think it's because it's like $1 billion industry for one, and they're upset about it. I think people literally get upset at the fact that wrestling can outdo some of some of the top movies. Professional wrestling can outdo them
And
money
wrestling
wise, and
still
that's
to this day, as bad as we think it is, it still is in the top of the ratings. Like they're still getting like
right.
crazy ratings,
Like they're
even though
up there
it's
with the Super Bowl. It's crazy though. If you compare WrestleMania to the Super Bowl, they're like top five with them. And people just are mad that these athletes are getting paid that way, but they don't understand that it's the same with any type of sport. Baseball players get paid to hit and field balls. Football players get paid to get tackled and make touchdowns. Same with hockey, with goals and checks. I mean, they just don't want to accept it, and they want to find something to harass us about. But I think it's we're getting older, and as we get older, we learn more about the sport. And at least with me, and how the field I've gone into is criminal justice, so I observe more. So when you start to learn and observe more things, you start to catch things like them calling their moves or the botches. You know it's a botch, but some people might not because they don't know what the move's supposed to do or supposed to look like, stuff like that. I think that's just us being more critical about it more than anything. Because when you start to actually learn the sport and critique it, just like how I used to play softball, I had to listen and learn how to critique my batting stance, my flow, throws, dynamics. We started to do that with wrestling, and we started to become over analytical with it. And it's like, oh, that match could have been better. 3 botches, no, not a good flow, too much talking, not enough wrestling. We're not really happy with it because I think WWE or anybody else is trying to appease to every specific type of fan, from the little kids to the older fans from the 80s, 70s.
yeah, and
So,
it's always tough to do. And I feel like wrestling is like one of the only, I guess you could say, sports that does that, right? Because like a lot of shows appeal to one particular audience, but wrestling
yeah,
can appeal to so many different people with all the
for
different
like,
characters and gimmicks and storylines and everything.
right, and it can appeal for so many different reasons. It could just be you love professional wrestling, or you've had a horrible day and this is your way to escape. Both of them are me. Not gonna lie, it's just a different world. It's entertainment slash sports.
I get it, sports entertainment. I get it now. I get it now.
Good job, Casey. But
Yeah.
people don't want to accept it at, at all, especially mixed
Yeah.
martial artist fans.
Oh yeah. Like I don't why they put mixed martial artists fans and wrestling fans in the same like groups on Facebook. I don't know. I'm in a couple of
It
those,
makes
and
no sense.
I'm in a couple of those, and I'm just like, can I leave? Like, I mean, I can, but I need somewhere to throw my opinions around. So I don't know. I just
Right.
I feel like I don't know. I just there's something that I like because I feel like I've always been a huge wrestling fan, but I became an even bigger wrestling fan about 3 years ago. Somebody was telling me like I don't know what it was, but it just hit me, and I was like, no, you're wrong. And they were just they were talking about how fake wrestling was, and why I shouldn't watch it and all that, and I'm like, but you watch all the stupid crap you watch, so why can't I just enjoy what I like to enjoy? Um,
That's 90% of my fights with my friends. You watch your vampire crap. I watch wrestling. Get over yourself.
they used to get me with The Walking Dead too, because the Walking Dead used to always
Right?
come on. Like it used to always come on around about the time when pay-per-views came on, and I wouldn't skip a pay-per-view to watch The Walking Dead because I just watched it because my friends were watching it. And same way where I felt like I mean I didn't want them to skip what they love to watch to come watch anything with me, and I, like it was like WrestleMania night or something, and I'm like I am definitely not missing WrestleMania to watch this Walking Dead season finale, which they continue to goof on every single year. Stop doing this. Stop putting them on the same night. Shame on you. You're not gonna. You're gonna struggle to compete with one of the biggest events in sports history. It's gonna be tough. I just I feel like I don't know. It's just I think we're very protective of what we love. It's like family,
Right.
man. Wrestling is family, family. Hey,
It is, but also real quick, I don't. Speaking of protective, it's a good uh, incident that just recently happened with an ESPN coordinator calling out Kevin Owens like he's either 8 or 9 year old son because he was happy his dad won a championship, the Universal title, Kevin Owens. I'm like, are you seriously gonna make fun of an 8 year old kid happy for his father? Oh, he was happy until he found out it was fake. Who the hell cares if it's fake? He's happy for his dad's accomplishment. It's like an actor getting an Oscar for their accomplishment. They were acting. It was fake as well. Who the heck cares? The title is similar to an Oscar for a wrestler. But why ESPN decided to call an 8 year old kid is beyond me. And the person had kids. Well, shame on you. I really wish I remember his name. But I can't access my Twitter right now because I'm on my
Because he's afraid to
But that,
say Kevin Owens because Kevin will kill him.
dude, everyone in the world called this guy out.
yeah,
Not even
I heard
wrestling.
about
It
that.
wasn't just wrestling fans that called him out. It was everybody. And WWE has they coordinate with ESPN because some of their old commentators and interviewers are currently working for ESPN, and they're trying to do the whole mainstream thing. Well, they all called this guy out. So I don't know what they did to him. I think he got fined. I'm not entirely sure, and I think a formal apology was put out. But props to
Well,
Kevin Owens for not killing him.
oh yeah. Well,
I don't even think he
well,
called him out on Twitter,
I don't think he did either.
which is
Because I did
shocking.
hear about this. Yeah, I did hear about that. I heard about that though, and I was like, why? But why though? Like,
Right? It's a kid
yeah,
and it was a person who had children. And he's like, well, my kids don't believe in the Tooth Fairy or Santa. Okay, who the heck cares? Do they believe in superheroes? What else? You just don't let them have an imagination or be a child. Terrible.
it's kind of like, and going back to the seriousness portion of it or the passion about it, it's kind of like because luckily I finally found the Will Ospreay versus Ricochet match. Finally, it's not always been on YouTube, Casey. It was on
Yes,
YouTube for like 3 weeks, and then New Japan took it down.
it wasn't on the New Japan one that I watched.
Uh-oh.
But when I searched for it, I searched for it to watch it. It wasn't there. There were highlights, which is great and all. Like I love me some highlights, but I would rather watch the full thing. So I just waited on it, and I finally found it. And it was I was wondering how you guys felt about how people kind of took that match because it's so like it was such a I don't know if it was even that different. Like it wasn't like when I watched it, like I thought it was really amazing. I thought it was an amazing match. I thought it was a lot of cool moves and everything. But I didn't feel like it was that much different than a normal wrestling match where you would see a lot of high flying. Um, and I felt like some people kind of took it out of proportion talking about this match, like trying to act like it was such an outrage. I did not feel like it was an outrage at all. I felt like there was a lot of stuff that, like the timing of it was so good that it didn't feel like it was like terribly choreographed to me. Um, Casey, did you have any? Because we never got to talk about this because I never got to watch it. Did you have any thoughts on how people kind of took that match when it came out?
I think, and this kind of goes back to, the different generations. We're in sort of a generation where we love the high flying, bot monkeys that we have in professional wrestling. And a lot of a lot of the older guys that complained about it are the guys who grew up, who came up in the 80s, the 70s, who had traditional professional wrestling. Um, even Austin said he liked it. So, like, if a guy like Austin likes it and thought it was a good match, it was a good match. There was nothing wrong with it.
But what about Jim Cornette? He didn't like it. That's your boy.
But
Jim, Jim Cornette is hit or miss.
I,
That
I
man is hit
think
or miss.
I think part of the problem with it, and it's not a problem with the match itself, it's just the thing that people are gonna poke at is the fact that it was so well choreographed and it was so athletic. They're just gonna say, oh, they just choreographed the whole thing, blah blah blah. That's what matches are. It's a show. They're not like actually going out to kill each other. It is a show. We all know this. Okay, so they did an extremely athletic match with a lot of high spots, a lot of acrobatic moves. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything. I thought it was a great match. You
From
know,
a flow perspective, I thought it flowed very well.
yeah.
The reversals were like on, the reversals were on. A lot of it made a lot of sense. There was like one time when I was like, how you do that though? I mean, there were multiple times when like from that perspective, yeah. But like as far as like a realistic standpoint, but Amy, you were shaking your head, SMHing. So
It
I
was
want to
all in
know.
agreement. It was
Okay,
it was
I
an
just saw I
agreeing
just saw
situation.
the nah, bruh.
I mean, I was talking, so I assumed she was disagreeing. So
No, I agreed with you. People are either I don't know, they're very picky. Like when they see a great match, they're like, oh, they don't really care. But when a botch comes up, good lord, they won't shut the hell up.
Watch.
They they just won't. Like that's what wrestling's supposed to be. It's supposed to be great flow, great chemistry in the ring. I mean, the fact that you can't tell it's choreographed, that means it's a good match. So shut the heck up. I feel like we can never appease anybody. Professional wrestling will always have people who either hate it, just want to pick on it for the smallest little thing. So
but then
I
I,
like the match though. Personally, I thought it was a good match. But like certain people, it's a generational thing. You either like the high flying, you either like the technicality, or you just like the show offness. I mean, it's hit or miss. You're gonna get disappointed fans no matter what, and disappointed professional wrestlers. But if they don't really like it, oh well, turn around, go do something else.
If they don't like it, delete. Oh, sorry.
so with the internet, we have these like keyboard warriors and people hiding behind their computers that even if they see a phenomenal match, they'll shit on it just to get the reaction, just to
Yep.
get people fighting about it.
Yeah.
And I think
Conor McGregor.
too.
I need my water.
You would think Conor
Just
McGregor's
saying.
enough of a star where he wouldn't have to do that, right? Like
You
where he
would
could
think,
just
but
not.
that
Like
the
I
man
could
called out the entire roster at one point,
I
and
could see
I was
like
like,
a Chael Sonnen doing it, but like Conor McGregor to me it just doesn't. He didn't never seem like the most vocal guy until this happened.
right. Well, in my opinion, I think there's possibly a setup that he might be coming to like the WWE or something. So this kind of like just a setup to get off way topic. If you go back to Diaz McGregor 2, you can see, and here's where I'm gonna get a lot of hate. Mixed martial arts fans, that shit was rigged. That fight Diaz could have knocked his ass out. But UFC is starting to do this whole thing with rivalries and all that. You can start to see it. Then that fight was rigged to go to the third fight between them because it drew so much money. It was horrible. And now McGregor calls out everybody in the world again. But guess who he got beat out for best athlete in Dublin? Oh, that's right. Not only is she a woman, but she's a professional ass-kicking wrestler, Becky Lynch. Duh. So that I think that added fuel to his fire. Like he's getting beat out by these professional wrestlers, and I'm sorry, but UFC is starting to come rigged. It's all Vegas. Swear to God.
Hey, there's nothing like a good storyline. I'm telling you.
Uh, and
Like that's
and
what
that's
gets
where they're
me into
getting it.
UFC fights. I'm not even gonna lie. Cause like I would say that I'm like a casual UFC fan. But if there's like a good enough storyline to draw me in, like I kind of like, I like the star power a little bit.
And, and
That's what draws in casual fans is star power.
they're they're starting to realize that ridiculously, and you can tell it's not that hard.
Yep.
You can tell in a fight when someone can honestly finish that fight and they don't, and you can just tell in the disappointment, and it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah. Chael Sonnen, Anderson Silva, the second one was probably one of the best things, like as far as like build up and everything that got me like really watching. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into
Right.
anime. Any any more discussion about do we take it too seriously? I'm opening the question for the people watching, not necessarily us anymore. But any more discussion from either of you? This is me
Mm-hmm.
reeling you in, as you can see.
I'm waiting for Casey. He looks like he's got to say something,
You know,
or he's watching TV.
I think I think the big thing that we just the main point of this whole thing is Kata Ibushi
Uh,
Zack Sabre
here's when I
Jr.
sign off. Here, oh, okay. Well, here's a good example since you want to bring up the CWC. You take a not really not. It's not storyline. Do you
Yeah.
CWC is really not too much of a storyline. You do have some former opponents in some of them because they've all done the indie circuits. So you take that and compare it to storyline wrestling in WWE main roster. Now there's a question: which do you prefer? And do you take that seriously? Because you can see the difference, a
Can I have both?
ridiculous difference.
Can I have both? Like can I
Can
have like can I have like I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Can I have like
Sasha
CM
Bailey?
Punk versus John Cena
Oh
Money in the Bank
yes,
2011? Can I have that?
yes.
Like can we
I
have
just
that
watched
just
that.
every time?
Right. Well, it's another thing. It's like when we watch, let's say, true wrestling fans watch like CWC, and that's what a lot of us how we like the indie stuff, and compared to the main roster, it's like, the hell are you doing? Like, that's horrible. But look at this great work that they're doing here, and then jobber matches. And I think that's where people come really critical too. If you start comparing the indies to mainstream, where they have to build up storylines on national television and stuff, I think that's another thing where we could take it ridiculously seriously
Yeah.
versus just wrestling. And then I think that's where the professional wrestling and sports entertainment factor come into a big play because the indies are professional wrestling, mainstream sports entertainment. I
Can
thought.
can we have Owen Zane, Neville Zane from NXT? That was probably one of the best mixes of this. Um,
So
See, Sasha Bailey, Sasha Becky,
yeah.
Paige
Sasha
Becky, because
versus
that's
anyone?
actually a really good fight.
side note, Ladder War 6 is coming up. So get excited for that. It's not going to be, seeing there's Generico, but it should be pretty good.
Can you pose your question again, Amy? I know you had a question for us.
Yeah. We have 80.
Uh-oh. Oh,
What?
which do you prefer?
Which,
Sports entertainment or professional wrestling? Because
ah,
there is a difference.
so we're saying professional wrestling from an indie standpoint more so, right?
Right, because you in the indies, I I've been to single A wrestling. I've been to all types. In the indies, you have very little storyline. It's just wrestling because a lot of these people aren't, contracted for years on, years on. They're contracted for maybe or booked for like maybe like what 5 fights. And unless you're in Ring of Honor, then or New
Does
Japan
Ring of Honor count?
as an indie, yeah, because they don't do too much of storylines. Their storylines are very very little because at least when I was recording it, able to record it, it was like an hour long. So they didn't have 30 minutes to drop a freaking promo like Bray Wyatt does.
I mean,
Stuff like
unless we're
that.
talking about Dalton Castle and the boys. I mean, greatest storyline of all time. I'm not even gonna lie. Greatest
Right.
thing ever. Dalton Castle, the
But
boys versus Silas Young.
that was good. But it's the indies are more about the wrestling,
Yeah.
and the mainstream is more about the entertainment factor. That's where I think a lot of fans are either happy or just ridiculously displeased.
I would I would take the indies because I feel like not only do you get the pure wrestling, the athleticism, but I feel like in most cases you can really feel the passion and the love that they have for it. They're fighting they're fighting for that next booking. They're showing these bookers, this is why you should book me for your next match. This is why I should be on the show. With WWE,
Right.
yes, they have the passion, and even with TNA, yes, they have the passion, but they're already signed. They're guaranteed to get paid. They don't have to fight to. I mean, yes, they have to fight to get TV time, but they're contracted. It's not as much of a I need to make this show. I need to be on this show. I need to do it.
Do you feel like they're booking it out two different levels when you think about it? Like the indies are like because a lot of times the indies are booking for either not even on television for just a live crowd or like the syndicated television more so. Whereas TNA and WWE, I don't know how I almost forgot that. TNA and WWE are, they're kind of they have to book for that national audience. They have to book for every kind of fan. Whereas I think Ring of Honor is booking for the hardcore fan more than anything. Just because if they draw in casual fans, they feel like they're gonna draw them in because of the athleticism, because of the crazy moves and all of that, or the I guess more so the high flying, and the wrestling like acumen more than anything. Casey, you itching again? Like you every like I don't even know what to say because you.
You know what?
It's passion.
I
It's
just like to
passion.
get more words out than my wife. Because usually in arguments I don't get the edge. So
That's very true.
I think, and I'm not I've never booked an indie show or a WWE show, so this is just from what I've seen. But I feel like booking indie shows would be a little bit harder in general, just because you are it's a different it's it's kind of a different crowd every night in a way. And it also goes with the wrestlers. You have to, where am I wrestling tonight? What kind of crowd is this? Is this a kind of crowd that is going to react well to this or that? So the bookers have to think, okay, who do we put together? With WWE, the storyline's kind of WWE makes us like what they want us to like a lot of times, even though we don't think they do.
Shove it down your
They
throat.
do. Um, so they kind of they book whatever they want. Let's be honest. They don't care. You know, if it doesn't work, they just release whoever. They don't even try to repackage. So I think in a way it's harder for the indies to kind of book, and I think I completely forgot what the entire question was, but I just
You
wanted
prefer professional wrestling or sports entertainment?
professional
He
wrestling.
answered it. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't answered yet because I skipped to something else. I think.
you
Um,
did.
but I prefer professional wrestling because I think there's enough of a storyline in professional wrestling to keep me involved. Like now, in an ideal world, I would love to have both, right? Like I would love to have like a great storyline, um, go like we said, with Owen and Zayn, and, Sasha and Bailey, like something like that. Like I would love to have both, but if I had to choose one, I would go professional wrestling just because I feel like there's enough of a story already there where I don't necessarily need all the theatrics and all the woo. If that means anything to you, woo. I don't know if that means anything to anyone.
All the pyro and and
Yeah.
flashiness and yeah.
I mean, cause like if you weren't a fan of professional wrestling, you would never go to like one of your local indie shows. And I try to go to local indie shows as much as possible, just because I love watching wrestling and I love the sport of it, more so than I love the storylines within it.
Mhm. No, I agree. We have there's a few by me that I love to go to. Absolute Intense Wrestling and OVW is like it's like Ohio. It's either Ohio Valley Wrestling or OW. Or I don't know.
OVW.
That one was it was single A for that one, and then Absolute Intense Wrestling had like Shayna Balazar in it for the women, and then my neighbor down the hall, Frankie Flynn, he wrestled in a few of those. And I think honestly in the indies, you can have passion without a storyline. It just you see how they put their heart into the match, and they figure out a way to work with each other on the fly. Sometimes these people have never seen each other, and then you take that and compare it to people who work with each other almost 300 days a year and can't put on a match to save their life. I hate to say it, but Charlotte and Brie were at Fastlane in Cleveland, and good lord, I love Brie, and she tried her best, but Charlotte couldn't connect with her. Couldn't like a simple arm drag didn't even work. I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? That's not good. You guys work together. You guys train together. There's a problem there, and I
I,
think it's kind of, huh?
I was just saying, I think too with WWE, there's a lot of hand holding with everything. It was just too much today. Like I think a lot more superstars could be a lot better if they just weren't like, let me hold your hand for you the entire way. Because obviously some people need it, but a lot of times I think it does help when you're able to kind of ad lib a little bit and work off of your opponent a little bit better than to have everything choreographed for
Right,
you, whether it be promos or the in ring.
right. No, I agree. And there are those moments in the WWE. I mean, we've had CM Punk go off the rocker, even John Cena with The Rock, because that was an actual feud for a little bit. Pretty Pebbles, I remember that. But also one of the more recent ones I actually got into was AJ Styles versus John Cena. That was kind
Beat
of
up
cool.
John Cena. Sorry.
Yeah. My alarm clock at 8:15, make sure I'm at the gym, does literally say beat up John Cena. No joke. Uh, but what I liked about that was is they let AJ go off. It sounded like it was off script because he was throwing some straight hate at the WWE at one point. But it was kind of like the Indies versus sports entertainment. It was no joke because you take some of these stars, you bring them in, they have a name for themselves outside, and the WWE is like, well, forget you, we're crushing you with our face that runs the place, John Cena. And once you're buried by John Cena, you ain't coming back from anything. You might as well. You can't see me. You're out of the company somewhere because it's true. It sucks, but then you have those types of matches, that type of passion, and it works. Sasha and Bailey, who've never wrestled each other before, besides like NXT, the passion they were able to put into it, or Sasha and Becky. I'm only naming women's matches because I'm biased, apparently. It's whatever. I support the women's wrestling. Give them a chance for the love of God. That's where you go wrong. And Vince Russo, suck it. I don't care if you want to win a war with Braun Penny's matches. You don't exploit your women like that. They have talent. Yes, they're proud of their bodies, but dear God, you made them look like fools and that could not wrestle, and you dug them in a hole. Sasha was right. I'm sorry. There we go. But
I'm
then, I had to. But then you have Sammy and Kevin, who can put on a phenomenal match. You go back to their history. And that's what WWE is starting to rely on some of these people's histories. And now they're starting to overplay it, in my opinion. Now they're just overplaying it and stretching it too thin. They can't think for themselves. All they care about is talking on the mic. Because
and
the pay-per-view is the only time you see wrestling. That's it.
I think going back to you were saying that in the indies you have guys that have never even met each other and they put on phenomenal matches, and then You have guys in TNA or WWE who work with each other 300 some days a year and can't put on one good match. And as much as I hate to bring this up again, DJ, because it's our ongoing argument, I think it goes to guys coming up in the indies. They learn how to just put on good matches. They go all these places. With WWE specifically, more they find a big guy or you know a,
Right back. Oh,
Athletic.
a good-looking guy, and they push them, and they can't put on a good match. They just don't have the fundamentals. They don't have that experience, and it goes for the women too. With Charlotte, yes, she's Ric Flair's daughter, but she doesn't have the skills that she needs to be where they want her to be. It doesn't
Mhm.
work.
I agree. I think they honestly it comes from their developmental too. They just pull them up too quickly. Yeah, they have the face, they have the star power and potential, but when it comes to actually wrestling, it's like, what the hell am I paying to watch? It doesn't work. I think they just don't develop their stars wrestling wise well. Sure, the mic and the appearance, they've got it, but that's it. That's all they are is a face, to be honest, a face. And then you take
yeah,
other either indie wrestlers or someone who just grew up with different sports and can adapt well,
yeah.
learn quickly,
I,
and they can put on the matches.
I wonder
They
is
don't really
WWE
care about
trying.
that.
I wonder if WWE trying too hard to appeal to the casual fan because that is exactly what appeals to a casual fan. You look good. You're a big guy. You're the prototypical type guy. I wonder
Yeah,
is
but
WWE like because I think it would be. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I think it would be easier for WWE to appeal to the hardcore fan and still appeal to the casual fan. But I think since WWE knows that the hardcore fan is going to watch regardless, they feel like
regardless,
that they need to appeal to the
I,
casual fan more. They need to sign these guys who don't necessarily have experience, but hey, they look good. Um, you know, hey, this and
yeah,
that and this and that. You guys know what I'm saying. It's kind of
the the fitness models of the world or the bodybuilders of the world are what they literally are signing. I think out of last recent 15, 12 have been bodybuilders or fitness models. Crap, fantasy football is going to kill me right now. Sorry, it popped up on my phone. One of my starting tight ends is out.
no depth in the tight end position. Casey,
Uh,
you got something to
I
say? I
do.
saw it. There's not a lot of depth in the tight end position though in basketball. But Casey,
um, what were we talking about before she said something about fantasy football?
depth in tight ends. Oh,
My mind
um,
just went off.
Shut up, Casey. Um, people not being brought up right. They're just
I
pulling them
I think
because they're fitness models or bodybuilders.
I think you could almost try to appeal more to the hardcore fans, and then I feel like they could bring in more fans. Like you know, I mean, you could do it either way, but I don't know. I would try to appeal to the hardcore fans first,
yeah.
and keep them in, and then hopefully they bring their friends in and say, hey, check this out. Check out the athleticism, check out the really good matches, not just check out this jacked guy who can't do shit in the ring. Like,
Oh, those six pack abs.
look, it's Dana Brooke. Let's watch her.
Okay, I do have to stick up for her. She's a good one from Cleveland. Okay, cannot trash on my Cleveland people. She's a very nice person,
I'm
very helpful actually
I'm
with
sure
working
she's
out
a
and stuff.
really nice person, but
She's working on it at least. She's got potential. As long as they get her away from Charlotte, she's got potential. If you put her with like Becky or someone, an indie star,
I
I think she'll be okay.
She needs to be back with Emma, and the issue is
Yes,
Emma's hurt, and that saddens me because I thought she was working really well with Emma. I thought she was growing really well with Emma, like they were growing together. Um,
kind of like
obviously,
sisters almost.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Obviously, Emma's. amazing, but I think her like just because a lot of times you do need to be around someone to learn a little bit better. And like I know like Charlotte's the champion, but like I don't think she's gonna teach. She's not gonna teach Dana
No,
Brooke what she needs to know. Like because they're one and the same.
no,
When you think about it, they're one. Because I mean Charlotte's pretty jacked
they
for a
are.
woman. She's
Oh
pretty.
crap, DJ
She's
froze.
Jesse Goddard's over, but sorry, sorry. Um, but
Flex, Dana Flex City. But no, that's she was getting ridiculously good with Emma, I think. And then when she went to Charlotte,
it,
she got a great heel character going. That's about it.
yeah, it
That's
felt
it.
comfortable. She felt comfortable with Emma. She felt like they felt like
Yeah.
they were actually friends. There was actually something there instead of her being thrown into something and being like, "Who is this?" Like I know her, but who is this?
Yeah, what are we doing? Who? Who?
Which I think that's an issue too. Who? Who?
Who?
That's an issue too. Like I feel like there's too much being thrown together at the last minute for WWE.
Right.
And that's what gets me upset. Like I can't stand it. I can't stand to see a feud that you could have built at least for 3 weeks. You
Right.
try to build the week before. I just don't like it.
Oh, oh, you mean their pre-show matches that they randomly thrown together?
Their pre-show matches, their mid-card title matches, any of them practically it seems like. I mean, not necessarily now, but like for the longest time, they were like, wait, where's the U.S. Championship?
In
This is like a real
Bulgaria.
question for now, actually. This is actually a real question for now because I haven't seen
It's
this match.
it's currently in Bulgaria because that's where Rusev is. He's on his second wedding because they had to split the weddings for the U.S. family and the Bulgarian family. Like no joke,
I
that's
thought he
where
was
he is
getting married to
currently.
another woman. I was gonna be like, okay, I see you, Rusev. I see you, bruh.
But no, I think what they're trying to do for that is the Sheamus Cesaro best of seven. The winner is going for the U.S. title. That's all it can be because it's not gonna be the Universal title.
I what
In my
I am
opinion.
upset about this, and this is gonna be me taking this very seriously. But what I am upset about this is I need Rusev on my TV, just giving it to Roman Reigns because number one he should be really mad because he got the crap beat out of him and didn't get to defend his
Oh right.
title. Like number two, it makes him look weak because you got beat up and now you're not on TV anymore. Oh, that's sad. And number three, I feel like it just like he should be like, this is the title you want. This is the you don't want that red piece of garbage that they're going for now. You want this title. You want the title
You
that's
want the
around the most
prestige.
dominant ways. Something like
No, I get you. I get you. It's okay. You don't have Rusev on your TV, but I don't have one of my favorite female wrestlers for like
hey,
ever on my TV page. From all the indies I've watched that girl in to this crap to her rumor rumor footing. Now the lawyer, I'm pretty positive is like 100% true, but the fact that we all take it seriously to that point too is like when we see someone not getting a chance that they think they deserve, like we blow social media up like horrifically.
yeah,
You know,
like Darren
Like
Young. I agree. Darren Young, make him great. Oh, we ain't
we're
talk.
not
Sorry,
making Darren Young great again, damn it.
my bad.
They're
you
not
know
even
who
doing that well.
I see on my TV, but ain't been given no shots at all and deserves
Becky
it.
Lynch?
Sami Zayn. This man has not got one title shot at
Yes, he
all.
has.
You do realize. I just want to let you know. You do realize Bray Wyatt. He one of the best characters in WWE right now. Just got his first singles title match like a month ago.
Yeah.
My computer's going dead again. No, y'all talk about stuff before my computer goes
Uh
dead and the
oh.
broadcast ends.
Oh god. Maybe you
Oh
should
God,
learn
no.
to plug it in before you start the video. I'm just saying. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Nah,
So
don't
since
listen to me ever. 'Cause why would you?
DJ doesn't know what he's doing,
He
my
does.
phone's currently plugged up, so
He
we're
doesn't.
good.
But yeah, Sami Zayn like IC title. Yeah.
I I don't know. I think it's for WWE at least if they don't have if they're a superstar cannot put themselves over, in my opinion, then they give them the title and try and put them over that way. But if you can get yourself over with the fans, then they don't really care. They said, forget it. You're good without it. We're not going to give it to you. We're going to make you look like a chump every week. But look at Becky. Look at Paige. I mean, yeah, they've had, but at least Paige had the title, but at that one point now she's at like an 0-15 streak. I mean, Sasha took forever to get that title, and then Charlotte tries to kill her. Horrible.
And
But
then
yeah, you know,
since she's gonna retire.
Sammy won't get it.
I
Oh
think
my
we got the new Hall of Pain. I think it's coming. The Hall of Pain. She should have came out in the colored
Right.
dress. I'm telling you, should have came out. That's what I do. She should have did it, all of it. She just took the whole promo.
Boom.
Greatest promo of all time. Now that was me taking wrestling seriously right there. I was like, no, Mark, don't do it. Oh my God, what?
What I do?
Uh-oh, what is this? Oh, I learned how to mute. I can mute people?
You can. That's a possibility. Don't do it. It's not nice. It's rude. And I don't mean Bobby Rude. It's rude. But
Rick Rude? Is it Rick Rude?
yeah, Rick Rude. Ravishing. It is ravishing. But
Hashtag divorce.
Yes. Yes.
But do you guys have any more thoughts on taking wrestling too seriously? September 9th, 2016. Wrestling, WWE, Indies, Ring of Honor.
I feel like this could go on for hours,
Underground.
to be honest.
It could. It's a
It's a
possibility.
topic that is too.
PWG.
We're too passionate about.
CW. Oh wait.
Chikara Pro Wrestling.
CZW. If you haven't watched CZW, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
If you like extreme
WAW,
wrestling,
okay.
because I cried a little bit when I watched it, and I did.
Yeah, I don't
like
W ever. Like
I love it though. I watched it the first time and I was like, it's gonna be too gruesome for me. But like there was some stuff that was. I like had to like leave the room. But there was some stuff that had me like, oh my God, no, don't do this to yourself, man. Come on.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. But anyway.
Oh, you can honestly compare professional wrestling in the indies to college football and the NFL. Same. They put more heart into the college football than they do in NFL. Just a thought.
Notice me. Yeah, it's just like that. But anyway. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Next week we got Ring of Honor reviews coming back on Monday, and then we got a 6-pack on Monday.
6-pack.
And then on Tuesday we got nothing. On Wednesday we got CWC and Ring of Honor, which is formerly known as not the CWC and NXT, which is formerly known as say your line, bruh.
Oh, I know what it is. It is formerly known as Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kata Ibushi.
I thought she was gonna mute you on that. I did. I thought she was like right there, ready for that. But
the greatest match of all time: Kata Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr.
All right. But anyway,
God bless that button.
We'll see you guys later. We hope you guys enjoy. Give us a subscribe. If you got any more debate points, leave them in the comments because we think about random debate points just randomly in random times. Like when I was in the shower, I thought about this one, I think. No, I don't remember when I thought about this one. I really don't. I just thought about it and I was like, Casey, let's talk about this. And he was like, cool, bro. Casey don't talk like that. Anyway, we leaving. Bye. See y'all next week.
But Kata Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr.
No.
I'm done.